today what we're going to make is a new recipe out of our book that's going to come out in October called Fresh. And it's talking about fresh ingredients, fresh flavors, fresh cooking techniques, and fresh ideas. And we're going to make a bruschetta, right, with burrata, and we're going to make a green vegetable pesto out of that. Does that sound good to you guys? Simple and clean and healthy and really deep flavors, very sort of California inspired. So what we're going to do today, we're going to start over here because we're going to, first things first, I'm going to get out of this boiling water sauna bath over here, and we're going to talk about kale, right? So kale, like, you know, deeply nutritious. Not a lot of people use it. More often, especially in New York City, you'll see it lining a refrigerator case at a grocery store. Or maybe it'll have some like cantaloupe on top of it or something. But these are really delicious to eat. Kale chips are kind of one of those things that I stumbled across a couple of years ago. Just traveling around through Europe, and it was like it almost stumped me for a while. Like I couldn't exactly figure out how they did it. I thought like, okay, someone's kind of playing around with some molecular gastronomy here, right? They're dehydrating them, and then they're frying them, and then whatever. But it's really as simple as taking kale leaves and then putting them onto a sheet pan and putting a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on top of them, popping them in the oven, and letting them get crispy, right? And they're like a potato chip. It's like a healthy potato chip. And this ultimately is going to be a garnish, right, on top of our bruschetta. The little texture, a little color, a little depth, a little umami, right at the very end. All right, so we got a sheet pan. We got like a nice little handful of these guys. A little bit of olive oil on top. And then we're just going to put some salt on top of this, and this is it. We got the oven preheated, and we're going to bake these, right? And this is a great garnish. I've actually made these and put this on top of scrambled eggs, right? It's killer. So in the oven, pop these in, we'll just cook away. And then we're going to talk about our bread, right? So we have an artisanal boule, right, which is sort of a French ball, right? And we're going to take, it says I love New York on it. That's kind of awesome, right? I'm glad to be back, by the way. I lived in New York City for about 14 years. So we're going to take our bread here, we're going to slice this up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to grill this, all right? So we have a grill pan set up over here, right? Over 2 burners. We're going to grill some bread here, right? Because what we want is we want some crunch, we want some texture, we want to crisp up and caramelize the bread itself, but we also want a little bit of char. We want to make it savory. We're making an appetizer here, so we really want to make it stick, okay? So we got 3 nice pieces here. Again, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on top, all right? And then we're just going to put these on our grill pan. The grill pan's over 2 eyes here, and it's kind of on high. And it's starting to cook away. And we're just going to get some nice grill marks on top here. Now, when it comes to like making bruschetta, I know it looks like I'm putting a lot of olive oil here, and I am. But that's kind of the jam. You want that. You want it to be juicy, right? So we're going to take our olive oil, smush it in really good. I'm going to drop it on here. We're just going to let it do its thing. That sounds good, right? That sounds happy, okay? So while these are starting to toast up, let's talk about our pesto here. So we got some asparagus, all right? We got some green beans. All right, we got some fava beans. All right, check out our bread starting to toast up. And all look good, guys? Boom. All right, cool. So toast up the other side. So you want to get nice and crunchy, all right? Olive oil is going to do that for you. So with our vegetables here, right? So the idea is taking the vegetables, cut them in consistent pieces, and blanching them in a little bit of salted water, right? That's the idea. And then when you shock them down, you want to shock them down in ice water, but you want to salt both, right? That's a tip that Charlie Palmer taught me a long time ago, right? So if you're going to blanch vegetables, and that's to cook them, that's to heighten the color, salt the hot water, salt the ice water, right? So we got these guys kind of blanched already. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to work on a pesto. So a pesto basic recipe, right, is, again, basil, right? Pine nuts, garlic, really good extra virgin olive oil, and just some salt and some pepper and some good Parmesan cheese, right? So we're going to take all these things and we're just going to mimic the sort of classic recipe. Okay, so we're going to put some peas inside of this. Some blanched asparagus tips. Some fava beans. And if you just want to make this with straight peas or straight asparagus or straight green beans, whatever you want, it all works. It all pretty much tastes the same once we're done, right? I like to really kind of pack it with some good vitamins, some good nutrients. All right, we got some pine nuts. We got a clove of garlic, maybe 2. Is it nice and toasty over here? Thank you. See that? Good sous chef. Perfect. We're in good shape. Look at that. Perfect. All right, we got a little bit of salt. All right. Extra virgin olive oil. Give it a couple nice big clunks. All right, and then we're going to put some grated Parmesan cheese in here. Nice big handful. All right, and then we're going to grind it up. So we're going to take this off. All right, you guys see the color here? Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, killer. So we've got our grilled bread. We're just going to cut this up into pieces. And then we're going to take our bread slices. We're just going to stack these up. All right, check it out. So this is burrata. You ready? Isn't that wild? Super creamy, right? So you guys can see what I'm talking about? So it's like double mozzarella. It's mozzarella, mozzarella. They'll take mozzarella, stretch it, make a sheet out of it, put more curd inside of that, and then poach it one more time. All right? Isn't that gorgeous, guys? So we're going to take our burrata, and that's creamy goodness. And then we're going to take our green vegetable pesto, super healthy. Start to decorate the top of this. And you got something that's really interesting that really kind of takes farmers market fresh vegetables that you're finding right now and doing something really kind of cool with it. A little bit of olive oil on top. Okay, so we're going to garnish this up with some fresh herbs right on top, some fresh parsley on top, some fresh basil. All right, so we're just going to top this off with some good crispy kale chips here, right? And ladies and gentlemen, this is our dish today. Thank you so much for coming out for the Kitchen of the Year.